Perfect. Not even close. Man, I'll tell you. That's how you know you got an honest YouTube channel. A guy showing his trailer hitching struggles. Through the magic of edit, you get it every time. Well folks, welcome back to the Spruce Stomper YouTube channel. Sawmill season, I feel, is hot upon us, and we're in luck. A load of birch saw logs kindly donated to the channel. So I thought we'd take this opportunity Saturday morning. I was gonna work today, but I think my wife sensed that grumpiness was a brewing, and she said, why don't you go pick up your logs? And I thought, what a grand idea. Couple tools, the old white Ford, and we'll go do some urban logging. You didn't think we were gonna leave the poor old soup mix to fall off on the highway. No, no good adventure is complete without some ratchet straps. All right, so this is my wife's garden. Beautiful. We're just coming out of winter, right? Still covered up, keep the weeds down. But there's a lot of things in here that we don't wanna share with critters. So we fenced. Now, the kids have really been enjoying watching a group of rabbits that are living in this strip of brush right back of the property here. You can see them out the kitchen window. It's quite lovely. The kids get real excited, you know, short of naming the dang things, they've kind of become a real fixture. But they found their way into the garden. See, there goes one, there goes two. I'll tell you what, you little Peter Cottontail, right there. Y'all can't be in here. Mama is gonna get real upset. Do we need to put the fear into you? I don't wanna have to get rid of you because the kids like you. Hey? But I know you're into here causing trouble. Psst, go on. Psst, 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 psst. We're gonna be at loggerheads with these rabbits, I can tell. If you got any suggestions that doesn't involve annihilating the poor rabbits and breaking my little girl's heart, you let me know in the comments, because I'll tell you what, they have no fear. What are you, a domestic rabbit? Go on. Go live somewhere else. Oh, you see? Pointless. Pointless. It stopped to have a bite to eat. If you give them a week or two more hanging around us there, you'd be able to catch the bloody things. You could just relocate them by hand. You liking the hat? I'll tell you what, a whole new look here today. Dang beard was itching something fierce last night. A guy just needs a fresh start, eh? Sometimes spring cleaning, so clean cut. And man, I'll tell you what, how slick is that? Australian Outback hat, sassy. Oh, you guys haven't been in here in a while, eh? In the old tool trailer. We still do have a contracting business, and it's very busy. I'll tell you, this hasn't been anything film ready, but we're in here for ratchet straps. How many do I have here? 6? Man, if you can't tie it down with 6 ratchet straps, well, you best just go home. Do we need anything else? I don't think so. I don't think so. So anyways, as I was saying, these birch trees that were being donated, they were in someone's backyard, and well, trees mean different things to different people, right? When you got a sawmill and you like to be doing stuff with chainsaws and all sort of thing, trees can be a lot of fun. If all you got to do is rake up the leaves from your trees, well, some people don't derive the same type of enjoyment as you and I. So down they came, and I thought, it would be a hot ticket item, these trees. And maybe they were. I probably just got lucky. But the tree service guy that took them down, well, I get the sense that they were just going to be headed right into the old chipper. Now, I haven't seen these trees. We're calling them saw logs. I don't know the size, but you know the channel's motto, any firewood is better than no firewood. So even if they don't prove worthy as sawmill ready logs, well, the very least we can do is heat the house with them. Get those clicked down. So we're gonna do this in the same back-breaking fashion we did last time. I had like grand ideas, and actually was given a couple really good ideas about how to easier load logs onto the trailer versus manual, but you know, you don't want the cant hook to get lonely. We're bringing the soup mix, well, because, you know, I don't know, because. Is there gonna be anything to cut? Probably not, but we'll find a reason to start it up. I had a conversation with a fella recently. Now, I bear in mind when I tell you this brief story, the guy makes his living selling chainsaws, a steel distributor. Good saws, and I asked him his opinion of these clone knockoffs. Well, this old boy nearly shit a brick. He was very upset. Now my mind went, well, he's probably upset because this infringes on his business, right? And it does, but he says that's not really the issue because it's not the demographic that he seeks out, right? The professional full-time user is not gonna be seeking down fresh off the boat clone knockoff. They're gonna be looking for quality saw, which he provides. His complaint is that you have now created a two-tier system where large manufacturers like Steel and Husqvarna and Echo, they are operating in the confines of emissions rules, noise rules, safety rules. Essentially, you adopt the government as a business partner, which, as Kevin O'Leary on the old Dragon's Den has said it many a time, there is not a worse business partner on the face of the planet than your federal government. They're forcing these legitimate companies to jump through all these hoops, which makes it very hard and makes a proper saw very expensive, where, ta-da, imported by the caseload, no emissions, no rules, no nothing, and yet they're brought into countries like Canada and the United States by literally the container load to be sold on Amazon and distributed to the people, whereas not held to the same rules and standards that you know, companies. And I don't want to wander off too much on a trail that I don't know anything about. I was about to say companies that provide jobs and manufacturing within our own country, but I'm not even sure that's true. I don't know how much of this stuff is actually made in North America anymore. Assembled maybe, you know, so I mean, it starts to be you're throwing rocks in the glass house kind of thing. But anyways, that was his perspective. Not playing by the same rules, but I mean, come on, who doesn't love that? Look at this. Look at all those trees they wasted. Man, I'll tell you. There was some good wood in there too. Clearing the way for apartments. Urban jungle, they call that, eh? I don't know. Tragic. A lot of that going on too. Actually, they'll probably chip that. Big chipper comes in, you know? You gotta make toilet paper out of something. Now, I'm pretty sure somewhere here. Oh man, those are, well, those are logs. How are we gonna get them on the trailer? They look heavy and far away. They were pretty sizable trees, actually. See, there's the stump 1 and stump 2, just full of sap. Look at that. It's sticky with birch sap. It's just been pooling. See that? They're quite big trees. Pretty healthy stack. Like, there's a good saw log, there's a good saw log, that's something. Most of these through, and then the backside with firewood, but we could use the firewood too, why not? We'll see how it goes. Ramps are our friend. I brought, Aldi bought 3 2x6s. Oh, what a putz, eh? Oh well. I think, yeah, let's try and get the trailer in there sideways, see what happens. Snug as a bug in a rug. Get a couple of tools out here. Ideally, one trip, but these are way heavier than they look. So it could very well be a 2 tripper. We're not gonna risk the trailer or nothing. If you remember our last load of saw log adventure, it doesn't like that. It proved to be extremely heavy, so let's just see how she goes. This is 2 loads for sure. These are easily twice as heavy as those spruce logs. I'd say a good 50% of this pile is small enough a guy could just load easily by hand without rolling, so you know, that's something to look forward to. This is quite a nice log, this one. It's nice and straight. Anyways. Up and over. I'll tell you, hats working out good though. Keeping the sun off my ears. I fear the sun. Australian Outback hat. A little heavy, a little hot. I'll get used to it. It's a nice day for it anyways. I'd say we're approaching the 50% mark here. Let's get the truck up out of here and reassess. I thought to myself, what is that jingle jangling sound? Sounds like something dragging in the dirt. This is why you should do a walk around of vehicles before you take off. Oh well, see, they're right where they need to be for later. It's actually a pretty peaceful environment once you get over the idea that it feels like people are watching you do what you're doing. It's kind of weird. I guess, why am I picking and choosing? We got to take them all. What a funny relationship to have with trees. You know, I hate to see trees cut down, and this might come as a shock, but I don't even particularly enjoy cutting down a healthy tree. I'd rather just leave it where it was, you know, if there wasn't a purpose for it or you needed the material. But at the same time, well, you'd be in a real conundrum if nobody ever cut down a tree, because what would we mill up? What would I build my house out of? What would we frame the shop mezzanine out of? So, you know, give and take, I guess. You can't say you have an unsecured load if you used every single strap that you own. I mean, oh, whoops. Kind of nice to take a minute to do something just for the enjoyment. It does feel ironic that I drove to town to do it though. Well, at least nobody's recognized us from the channel yet, you know. It's hard to get work done when you're getting mobbed by fans, you know. Too many at one time. They are heavy. Close to the ground is your friend. Oh yeah, you did catch the deck of the trailer. Amateur hour. bouncing on the trampoline. Tell me that in the comments. Does jumping on the trampoline feel good to you at the age you're at? I don't know how old you are, but I'm not that old and I've lost my fondness for jumping on a trampoline. It makes my guts not feel good. Oh, magical. All right, we're back. What are we? Load number 2, right, buddy? Mm-hmm. All right, well, I guess they're not going to load themselves. They don't look like they got any lighter. Well, maybe. Hey, they might have dried up in a couple hours. No way. Well, these are too big for lifting, so I'd say we soup mix them up a little bit. Last but not least, these are heavier than they look. Unless, of course, they look heavy. They're both those things. I'll tell you what the soup mix does not like. Ripping that crappy old made in China chain. It barely likes to cross cut. Never mind rip cut. Okay, 1 for the money. 2 for the show. 3 to throw your back out. Oh, go cat go. Holy snikes. That piece of firewood might be dry 17 years from now. I'll tell you that. For free. We're calling it loaded. There's nothing left. Strap down, head out. Well, we made her back with load number 2 and beautiful, pretty hefty amount of firewood up top. This would be all the tops and the limbs, but like, look at that. That's a nice saw log. And really the prize, the real treats were in the bottom of the pile. 1, 2, 3, pretty hardy on the base. It's gotta be 10 inch, 12 inch at the butt. So there's 3 of those. And there was a couple good sized ones in the first load too. So, I mean, I don't know what we'll get, but it's nice to see our impromptu wood yard filling back up. So we'll get this unloaded and then we'll have an overall look at our bounty. Well, folks, what a beautiful backdrop to end a beautiful day. I'll tell you what, Doesn't get much better than that. There's a good jag of firewood in here, and I'm real excited to see what my first experience with milling birch is gonna be like. We're close. The mud just needs to dry up just a hair. I think in the coming week or so, we might as well pull the saw out, get it set up so it's ready to go. Fingers crossed. It was winterized, and I even think I took the battery out of it. We'll see what happens. Super grateful for all of this donated wood. And as always, I appreciate you guys watching. I don't always know what order the adventures are gonna come in or how far they're spaced apart these days, but I really appreciate you sticking in there with me and watching along. We'll see you next time. Nearly forgot about the firewood chunks. Oh, they would have been hiding. The way I operate, you know when I ought to remember the firewood is in the back here? Oh, I don't know. Monday morning as I'm heading to our first contracting job of the week, and I open up the back and go, oh, well, that's wildly inconvenient. You know what? The truck, if you got a crew cab long box truck, it just becomes a mysterious abyss of shit. You shovel stuff in and it just builds up and it builds up and it builds. And the only reason I ever clean out the truck is because I physically can't fit any more stuff in it. But this, oh, this has got to go. Oh, you like that soup mix? Delicious equipment.